we shall never know peace. At least when it comes to the WNBA space. It was this ad that Angel put out. And I don't know if this is part of a larger campaign where it's going to be similar themes in similar places. But because of where the WNBA All-Star Game is, and because of who plays on the Indiana Fever in the home city of the WNBA All-Star Game, it's going to raise some eyebrows.
Angel Reese walked in like the moment belonged to her, but the spotlight was fading, the crowd had already moved on, and the show was over before it began. The surprising part? She really believed she could ride Caitlin Clark's wave. Not by matching her talent or genuine connection with fans, but just by standing nearby, like being close to success was the same as earning it.
Angel, me bound, pray up, Reese. You only relevant because you keep bringing up my precious CC. You want to pull up with your Billboard Reebok ad in Indiana talking about you in her trap. Man, stop it. You out of there. You hear me? My precious CC don't be in no trap. Real talk. You hear me? At the end of the day, she don't do those type of things. Yes. You hear me? Don't put that with her name at the end of the day. If you be in a trap, that's your business. You hear me? Whatever the case may be, that ain't nothing to be proud of.
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend was supposed to be Angel Reese's big moment. Her chance to step into the spotlight and finally break free from Caitlin Clark's shadow, or so she thought. She had it all lined up, the launch of her Reebok signature shoe, a flashy "I'm in your city" campaign, and plans to take over Indianapolis, Clark's home court. On paper, it sounded like a smart move. But the truth hit hard: you can't fake star power. And trying to build your image by staying in someone else's orbit just doesn't work.
Everyone with credit card debt is lining up to get the Angel Reese signature shoe. Here it gives you the power of the rebound. Bang! Again! Burn! Will she save it? No! What everyone's paid to see, the Angel Reese rebound. Bang! Kelsey Plum makes the shot, she'll get more money. Bang! We show up and show out for our rebounding queen. Yes! Bang! I love rebounds. Yes!
Hey, Jimmy, did you see that last rebound? It was so sick.
Yes, she did it again. Rebound!
Let's talk about the obvious: Angel Reese's new Reebok shoe, the Angel Reese One. It dropped in two colors, Diamond Dust and Kneebounds. Reebok went all in, promoting it as the next big thing in women's basketball. They covered the All-Star Weekend with ads and timed the Kneebounds launch for maximum buzz. But here's the thing: just because people see something doesn't mean they care. And in this case, the timing couldn't have backfired more.
Literally, debut. It's got to be when she plays Caitlin Clark. So they obviously ended up debuting it at All-Star Weekend because Caitlin didn't play when they were in Chicago. When Caitlin didn't play, or Caitlin's not playing in this game, so they're debuting it at All-Star Weekend. And the plan was to literally go and use Caitlin Clark for the launch.
At the core of Angel Reese's plan was one big mistake. She counted on Caitlin Clark's all-star presence to bring in the attention and boost her own brand. Instead of winning fans over with her own game and personality, she gambled everything on being in the same spotlight as Clark. It wasn't about standing out or competing. It was about hoping that just being nearby someone who already owns the moment would be enough to lift her up.
It's one of those things where it's like it's very clear that one side is absolutely trying to milk whatever rivalry there is. Whatever rivalry there is, it is one side trying to do everything they can to keep it together, because that is where they're going to be at their most relevant.
But things didn't go as planned. Just before the All-Star break, Caitlin Clark went down with a groin injury and had to sit out, watching from the sidelines in street clothes. And with her out, the WNBA lost the one thing it couldn't afford to lose. Its biggest star. Clark isn't just another player. She's the one who can turn an ordinary midweek game into must-see TV. Without her on the court, the energy disappeared almost instantly.
But there is the part of me that's like, is this really necessary? And shouldn't Angel Reese be able to market herself at this point without invoking or even, insinuating some sort of attachment to Caitlin Clark? Because if I'm being honest about it, people say that moment was huge. It will live forever. That moment will live forever. But Caitlin Clark was on this trajectory already. And if anyone has benefited more from the attachment, at least from an attention standpoint.
And the numbers don't lie, they were rough. When Caitlin Clark played in the 2024 All-Star Game, it broke records with 3.44 million viewers. It wasn't just a game, it was a major cultural moment, but in 2025, with Clark sidelined, ratings dropped hard, down to 2.19 million. That's a massive 36% drop. And this happened in Indianapolis, her home turf. An event built around her star power completely fell apart the second she couldn't suit up. Clip 7. Reese had to watch her entire campaign fall apart in real time. Nearly half the buzz, gone. Even ticket scalpers couldn't make it work. Fans just weren't interested in an all-star event without the one player they came to see.
So the WNBA's All-Star Game went down 36%. That is a lot. That's more than a third from last year. Last year was over 3.4 million people, and it went down to 2.1. Now, you could say is a success. Yeah, for women's sport, that is still a lot of people. But at the same time, it really isn't a success, because think about it. It's the only sport playing. It's the only game that's going. And you only can draw on that. So, and this is with all the stars. Remember, guys.
Nothing highlighted the misstep more than Reese's tone-deaf "I'm in your city" campaign. The message came off as bold, almost arrogant. She plastered it all over Indianapolis like she was taking over someone else's territory, but here's the problem. Clark wasn't even playing. She was injured and couldn't represent her city. Instead of making Reese look confident, it made her seem like someone trying to claim a crown while the real star was sidelined.
But the WNBA All-Star Game ratings have come out, and all I could think of right off the bat was 4 little letters. F-A-F-O. F around and find out. You bleep around and find out what this league looks like without Caitlin Clark being involved in your biggest events. Kathy Engelbert, this should be a perfect example of why you need to get your officiating cleaned up, and you need to have a talk with your players in the league.
Campaign was impossible to miss. Billboards, digital ads, flashy videos, it was all over Indianapolis. Angel Reese even posted Instagram reels with the caption, "I'm in your city," and bold phrases like, "Walk in your trap," "Take over your trap." It was a full-on takeover attempt. The only problem? There was no real challenge to conquer, because Caitlin Clark wasn't playing.
Angel Reese All-Star Weekend Edition! How about it? Let's get it! Hey, you know what they say? 4 is more. Bang! Her loyal fans showed out in Indy, all 4 of them, and somebody's drunk uncle. Take a look at what unemployment looks like. Bang! What do you mean you didn't watch the All-Star Game? You're telling me you have a social life? What? What's butter pecan mean? It's provocative. It gets people going. Butter pecan! Bang!
And fans saw right through it. Social media quickly lit up with criticism. One person wrote, "She can't even sell her shoes without riding Caitlin Clark's wave." Another joked, "Looks like there were more photographers than fans at the launch. LOL." The whole thing felt like someone celebrating a win in a game that never happened. Trying to claim victory over someone who wasn't even playing doesn't make you look strong, it just makes you look desperate.
You can barely dribble. You miss layups on purpose, and they record them as rebounds. You be stat pad. You don't elevate your players. You went to a stacked LSU team. You hear me? My precious CC owns you. You want to know the record? She is 5-2 against you. You beat her in college one time. That championship. But what happened to the year after that? She sent you home. You hear me? And waved to your coach. You hear me? At the end of the day.
Let's take a moment to lay it all out. Angel Reese had everything lined up for a big weekend. She was in Indianapolis, ready to claim the spotlight. Her own Reebok signature shoe was launching. Her face was on billboards all over the city. Her social media team was fully active, and the marketing push was non-stop, but despite all of that, nothing. No buzz, no real excitement. Just silence.
WNBA All-Star Weekend is supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here, and look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing.
The WNBA tried to put a positive spin on the numbers, pointing to the 2025 All-Star viewership being up from 850,000 in 2023. But they conveniently skipped over the huge 2024 number, when Caitlin Clark was the main attraction everyone saw through it. The real message was clear: without Clark, interest dropped back to niche levels, like the league had hit rewind, and if you need more proof, just look at Friday night's events. The three-point contest and skills challenge brought in 1.32 million viewers, almost double the year before. But let's be honest, people weren't tuning in for Angel Reese. That was still the Caitlin Clark aftershock. Fans showed up hoping to catch even a glimpse of the player who changed the game.
Fans sent a blatant message. A shot across thou bow. All right? And your ship, well, without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA and all their pay us what you owe us action, that action will sink. That action will sink. Woo! WNBA All-Star Game sees ratings drop without Caitlin Clark, and it's ugly. It's real ugly. Who is it?
The real issue for Angel Reese wasn't just bad timing, it was a misunderstanding of what true star power looks like. She saw everything Caitlin Clark had: sold-out sneakers, a huge Nike deal, non-stop media coverage, and thought, I can do that too. She watched Clark's Nike Kobe 5 Pro drop vanish in under 60 seconds, with resale prices soaring over $600 for a shoe that originally retailed at $190. Reese assumed she could create that same kind of hype. But here's what she missed: Caitlin Clark's success isn't built on flashy logos or clever marketing. It's built on loyalty she earned. Clark's fans don't follow her because of ads, they follow her because they believe in her. That belief was built over years of standout performances, honest interviews, clutch moments, and a real love for the game. So when Nike gave her that 8-year, $28 million contract, it wasn't just a deal, it was a commitment to someone truly special. Industry experts say Clark's first signature shoe, set for release in 2026, could bring in $100 to $150 million in revenue. That's not guesswork, it's based on real numbers, packed arenas, top TV ratings, and an unmatched connection with fans.
There's no comparison between y'all two. You hear me? And she has a $28 million Nike deal. Nike is better than Reebok last time I checked. And ain't you me bound pray up Reese? Last time I checked, you said Indianapolis was racist and they was dangerous. Why did you show up? Because you could have just watched from the Crizio. You hear me? So let me tell you this. Please stop associating my precious CC with the trap. She don't know what a trap is. At the end of the day, she might know what a rat trap or mouse trap is, okay? But anything else other than that, please do not. No, we not gonna do that.
Even Reebok's own team seemed to realize there was a problem. In the Netflix docuseries Power Moves featuring Shaquille O'Neal, there was a telling moment. Shaq was caught on camera saying that Angel Reese needed to be dressed head to toe in Reebok gear, especially when going up against Caitlin Clark. In other words, her brand only stood out when Clark was in the picture. That's a tough reality. Instead of building Reese up as a star in her own right, Reebok was openly planning how to keep her relevant by connecting her to the one player she's always compared to. It completely broke the illusion that Angel Reese was standing on her own. It wasn't about pushing her forward, it was about using Clark's spotlight to stay in view. Then came Sunday night, after the All-Star weekend wrapped up. Reese posted a message on social media: "This was the most fun I've had in a while because of the players. Shout out to y'all." Back to the regularly scheduled program. The word "players" in all caps felt like a subtle dig, possibly aimed at the fans in Indianapolis. And the irony? The fans had been respectful and supportive all weekend. It was a strange way to sign off after a weekend that clearly didn't go the way she had hoped.
One of his genius decisions was this: signing her, Angel Reese. If you don't know who she is, she's the queen of like fish out of water going after a rebound that she shot herself and can get in the net ever. She reminds me of a 3-year-old shooting on those little kids' nets and throwing the ball and just completely missing the mark and like scampering back to get the ball and then shooting again real fast and it just doesn't come anywhere near the hoop. That is, if you haven't seen her play, that's what it is. Put that image here. That is her.